In this video, we're going to teach you how to do a turn down on a small hip jump. What's up guys, Tyler at the MX Factory here in Austin, Texas. Today we're going to do some turn down action. We're going to learn how to have a little fun. You guys see all the big guys doing these big jumps. You've got to start somewhere, and today we're going to teach you how to do that. Little disclaimer guys, make sure that you're jumping very consistently, going straight, jumping bigger jumps before you move on to trying to maneuver the bike, especially in small spaces like this. This is going to be a fun video to watch, but it also is risky if you don't know how to jump correctly first. And we do have videos for that, so make sure you check those out. Step number one in this process is going to be finding the right jump and right approach. It's very important to the success and the safety of this. Step number two is going to be the act of the turn down. When are we doing it? How are we doing it? And step number three is going to be riding out of this thing smoothly and making sure that we can do it again next time. Like and subscribe to our channel. It's pretty easy, you just press a button. I'm the one risking my life here. We want you to be members of our Patreon community. Please, join our community! So click the link below. We're really excited to have another avenue to where we can travel around and meet you guys and also get to different tracks and shoot different obstacles and just help you keep learning. We love you guys. We're at step one. Probably most important part to keep you guys safe here. You've got to find a jump that works for this small kind of maneuver that we're gonna do. What we're looking at here is probably, I would call it a 6-foot face. It's pretty steep, and you're gonna want a little bit of a steeper face so you can get enough air time to move the bike around and also get it back underneath you. As you can see, we're kind of turning all the way into this. And we're turning because when we go off this jump, you can see the track goes this way. We're actually landing on the side of the landing over here. So I would call it, say, like a 45-degree angle. So the camera is set up in line with the face of the jump, which you just saw, and we're gonna be landing directly going this way. So we're gonna jump up, turn the bike in the air, land down 45-degree angle. That's gonna eliminate some of the risk of you landing sideways and the bike kicking back and forth. As the jump gets bigger, you'll have enough time to get the bike back underneath you and get it straightened back up. But when we're just learning this, it's nice to have a landing that accommodates that bike being sideways when you land. Step two, guys, we're gonna turn this thing down, but I wanna make sure you guys know how to do it.
I'm ready to go in, coach. Just give me a chance.
First things first is we're gonna work on how to lean off the face of the jump and which way to do it. But when you're coming off the face of the jump, you just wanna put your hips and your center line of your body just to the inside of the bike. What that's gonna do is make sure when the bike unloads and lifts off, that the bike starts to float out from underneath you. Okay, and how you're gonna catch that is you're gonna take your hips in the air as soon as you take off, and you're gonna kind of turn your hips and then also turn the bars at the same time. And that's gonna pivot the bike in the air and point it down the 45-degree angle landing that we've worked on. I like to take my inside leg off. It's gonna look a little something like this. It could be a dance. All you kids these days making dances out of everything. You could just mainly because my legs are kind of short, so my knee is below the seat. So when I lean the bike over, it's pulling my body more so. So you'll see a lot of guys that don't have super long legs that can't wrap their legs around the top of the seat to pull that inside foot off a little bit and give it a little room to move out from the foot peg. It should just naturally come back on as you pull the bike back up to you right before the landing. But when you're coming up, you want to take the bike, kind of push it down to the inside of your body. If you've got shorter legs like I do, you can just let that foot float off the peg just a little bit to get the bike a little further, and then you bring it back under, straighten the bike out, down the landing. There's a difference between what we're doing here and then what you would do if you're scrubbing the jump. More of the work of getting the bike flat and sideways is done after you're past the face of the jump. Whereas when you're scrubbing, you're more so breaking the wheels loose and the bike's floating out from underneath you at the top of the jump. This is just, in my opinion, a little safer, a little easier, a good place to start that process. So it's just everything's done in the air rather than really breaking the wheels loose and getting the bike flat before you take off. Step 3, probably the most important, especially for your mom standards.
I love my mama very much.
The biggest thing that I can say here is that it's very similar to landing any jump. You wanna land with your knees squeezed. You gotta be prepared for the bike being a little sideways. So you need to counter that with where your body lands after the bike. If your bike lands way out to the outside, if your back tire is further than your front tire out, you need to put your body weight to the inside and get ready to meet that when you land. If the bike was way out to the outside and your body was even further out, it would just spit you off the other way. Got to make sure that whatever amount of sideways that you are, you're prepared for that when you land. So if the bike's a little further out, you need to be further to the inside. That way when you land, the impact's gonna take you into the middle of the bike rather than take you off the edge. Landing with your feet on the pegs in the correct spot, more of the balls of your feet so you can soak that little bit of blow up with the first part in your ankles. You shouldn't feel it in your upper body first. That means your legs gave out. A little bit of throttle if you're sideways helps as well. So if you land a little sideways, just a little bit, because you're gonna be a little further off the back of the bike, you don't wanna land sideways in whiskey throttle. You just want a little bit to get that bike to straighten out. All right, guys, we turned it down. I am sweating like a freaking pig. Our Instagram is popping 3 videos a week to learn a little more. Maybe I am a pig. Just subscribe down here in the dirt. I'm overheated. Why aren't you worried about me? You're only worried about your stupid camera. Put a little pig face on me.